Director of the Center for Environmental Management at the University of the West Indies, Mona, Dr. David Smith, says lack of proper monitoring could lead to an environmental crisis with grave effects on the community. On January 20, Port Royal will welcome the first cruise ship at the new floating pier. The site is being developed for a cruise terminal and is part of an overall development plan which also includes relocation of some residents. Dr. Smith believes that with all the focus now on the development of the physical space, there should also be a long-term project to ensure the environment remains protected.
I think very important to continue to monitor what happens in terms of the mangrove health, the fisheries and how well they are taking place, the level of silt suspended in the water on a regular basis to make sure that the cruise shipping, the increase in number of visitors, the increase in transport, the increase in boat traffic and so on does not have a bad effect on the important environmental assets that Port Royal currently has. So it's very important to do the monitoring because typically what we do is we give permission to people to do things and then we assume that they follow the rules and everything's fine. Sometimes even if they are following the rules, everything is not fine.
And Dr. Smith also outlined the entities that should be involved in this process and how they should function.
A comprehensive monitoring program that provides information to NEPA and to the people who live in Port Royal, as well as to other NGOs, people like JCDT, the Jamaica Environment Trust, and so on, so that everybody knows what's going on. And if it's working, then we can all be very happy about that. And if it's not working, then we'll know it's not working and we can take the right measures to maintain the health of the ecosystem. It should also involve, in some way, the Port Royal Marine Laboratory. We're very fortunate to have a world-class marine laboratory in Port Royal, and they should, of course, be part of the monitoring program and make sure that the environment of the ecosystem maintains its health.
He also proposed the funding arrangements which could be put in place to offset the expenses of this long-term monitoring.
NEPA should do it, but the cruise shippers should pay for it. Monitoring takes money. It takes expertise. The Palisadoes Strip is a protected area. It's also recognized by something called the Ramsar Convention, which is an international convention which Jamaica is part of. So it's not just, bush out there. It's important environmental assets. And if people are going to be using them, they should pay sufficient rent to make sure that they are covering all the potential uses, that the country benefits from it, and that any problems that might occur can be paid for from the profits or the taxes on the cruise shipping and not through the taxes of other people.
Sasha Lee Hamilton, Frontline News.